Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to see what were the interview questions that were asked in Capgemini, and this interview happened, I think last week. So let us thank our subscriber who has shared us questions so that it will be help to our community. So the first question that was asked was, tell me about yourself. So like pretty much the standard question that we are seeing these days in every interview that we are going. And like I always say, we need to cover some important points in this. Like, you know, if I try to write, what have we done in our project? What are our primary roles? What type of dashboards or KPIs we have built? So all this we need to cover in our tell me about yourself. So you can also talk about on what tools you have experience, how did you tackle the project situations and all, what are your achievements. All of that are important to talk about this in your interview. So try to frame one story for yourself and try to write it down in one notebook or notepad wherever you think, and then try to memorize that or try to fine tune yourself. So that way you will improve how you are telling this answer. So I recommend you at least you should be able to talk at least 3 to 4 minutes on this if he is not interrupting you. Otherwise, okay, it is okay to limit at least for 2 minutes, but try to see that you always focus on what is priority that you want to tell in your tell me about yourself, because I want you to start with those points whenever you are starting, assuming he might interrupt in the middle. So when that happens, I don't want those important points lagging. So you should not feel, array, I didn't tell this point, array, I did not tell that point. So we should not be in that state. So let us highlight or focus on what is important and what is that you definitely want to convey to the interviewer that might help you in your selection. That is first thing that you need to do. And based on that, you create your story. This is the first step that we need to do. Next one was explain your project in detail. Again, this is very important, very, very important. I've seen many developers lagging in this first two questions. Technically, you might be strong. Technical SQL wise, you might be strong. You are able to solve. But when it comes to explaining this to many are lagging here. And this is a very negative point in terms of our interview. So try to focus and spend some time in understanding or explaining. Tell me about yourself and explaining your project in detail. I think I've already made a video on this. Let me know if you need a video on this. Again, I'll try to prepare one specifically dedicated on these lines. Next is explaining your project in detail. So here you need to focus on what was the problem statement. Okay, so what was your client and what did you solve, and I mean your achievement after solving that, how did that dashboard helped. So all that you should be aware of. What was your business? Okay, so majority, like many don't know what is the business they are preparing dashboard for. So that way, if you are trying to create, we might not be able to justify what we are creating. So I encourage all of you guys to understand the data that we are bringing in, understand what is the business for which we are going to develop the dashboard, what is the problem that they are facing, and what is that we are trying to solve using this dashboard. These questions you should definitely ask yourself. And while doing so, try to mention the KPIs again, the same above points, dashboards, KPIs, charts that you have created. All of that should be included in this as well. Okay, so I hope you got some clarity on how to answer this too. Next one was, what is a cascading filter? The cascading filter is again very important when it comes to having multiple filters in your view. So there are very high chances that in your real time you might have multiple filters. Okay, like say I'm taking region wise sales, I'm taking. Okay, and I'm trying to categorize my regions into sales, regions into zones. For that, I'm simply writing one zone calculation. Okay, and I'm calling it as case of a region. So when it is a central, then I want to call that as zone 1. When it is east, then I want that to be as zone 2. Otherwise, it is zone 3 for me, and I'm ending it simple. Okay, click on apply. Okay, and I'm taking this and dropping it right next to region to check if my calculation is working. Okay, it is working fine. So I'm just trying to add a filter on these two specific fields so that I can show you an example of cascading filter. Now see here, this is how my view is looking. Okay, perfectly fine. And here on the right side, I have these two filters. So for now, I want a user to select only one zone at a time. So I'm selecting this and selecting only maybe single value list I'm selecting. So now user will be able to select only one region, one zone at a time. So when I'm selecting zone 1, I got only zone 1. Okay, when I'm selecting zone 2, I got only zone 2. And when I'm selecting zone 3, so my view is working according to what I need. Perfect. But if you observe this filter drop down, the second filter drop down, it is not getting updated to what I'm choosing from the first. So this is where your cascading filter will come into picture. Okay. So how can we fix that? You can simply select that and click on show only relevant values here. Now see here, based on what I'm choosing, my second drop down is also getting updated. Zone 1, what are the zones, regions in that? Zone 2, what are the regions in that? Zone 3, what are the regions in that? Now again, I can play with that. So you might have seen a similar form in real time when you fill, some online applications and all. Okay, so that is an example of cascading filter. I hope this helped you. Next is the top 10 and bottom 10 using rank. I think we have solved this in our previous video. I'll be pasting the video link in the description. You can watch it. Okay, so you just need to create a rank on top and bottom, and then you can combine that to get both. Okay, so there are multiple ways in doing that. Using set you can do, using rank also you can do. Okay, so both of them you can try. Okay, so one is set approach. I think this is the normal way we try to solve. Next is rank approach. Okay, so you can try both of them. Both are important. Maybe if not in this case, in other case also this might be of help to you. So again, how will you get the first day of the current month? Okay, so I think we have solved this also. You can use a date trunc function. Okay, date trunc of maybe month I want. Okay, and of today I can write because today is my current day, I can try to solve it like this. Okay, so this will give me first day of my current month. The current month means what? It is 22nd August. So for August it will truncate it at the first day of the month. That way also we can try. So let us try, or else I'll just try to put it here. Okay, so I'll just write this as current month. Click on apply and okay. So if I try to bring it here, make it exact date, it is taking us to the first day of the month. That way you can get it. But again, there can be different scenarios in this, like the first day of every month, and like that. So if you need first day of the month for every month, then instead of today, you need to take your date field where you have the data, then it will return that. But because we are restricting to only today, we are getting only one record here. So that difference you need to understand when you need to take a today function, when you need to consider your date field in the picture. Okay. Now what is data blending? Data blending is nothing but whenever you are trying to, you know, bring in data from different data sources. In that conditions, we try to use this option or the concept in Tableau called as a data blending. Again, to blend the data, we need to have at least one common column between both the data sources. Then only we will be able to establish some relationship between them and pull the data from different data sources. So this point you need to remember and understand about that. Next is what is blended access. Now there are two different concepts in Tableau that many get confused about. One is a dual access concept and one is blended access concept. So example is if I take my region wise sales if I am tracking. Okay. So I have an access for my sales, right? So similarly, if I take my profit and if I try to drop it right next to it, it is creating two different axes. So this is your dual axis concept. So if I try to merge, it is merging. So I have one axis on the left and one axis on the right. So this is your dual axis concept. But we want to have blended axis. So simply you can take and drop it on this is your blended axis concept. You see now you have only one axis. So on the same axis you are trying to show your profit measure and you are also trying to show your sales method. That is your blended axis concept. Okay, so don't get confused between dual axis and blended axis concept. Very important. Now how will you get second max salary department wise in Tableau and in SQL? Okay, so let us try to solve this at a SQL level. I think it is pretty much easy. We can do it using region wise state I'm taking. Okay, and I'm taking my sales. I'll drop it here. Now I want to calculate the ranks for this. Okay, which I want that to start at every region. Okay, so maybe I'll just take rank here, rank of sum of sales, comma descending. I'm taking that rank function and I'm just dropping it here. Maybe I'll make it discrete here, but it is not starting correctly. We need to tell how to compute. Okay, click on that compute using maybe at state level if I do. Yeah. Now see here for every region, for every state, my rank is starting from 1. So in central region, we have got 13 states and we have got 13 ranks. Similarly, for east region, we have got 14 states and we got 14 ranks. Now we simply need to mention, like say, I'll call it as rank equal to 2. Simple. If at all I need here. Okay. Second state. So I'll just take this and I'll just try to drop it here. Now see here, only this part is becoming true. So for central, we'll get this. For east, we will get this. I can try to filter it. We got only second rank. That way you can do. Okay. So if I put it less than or equal to 2, then we will get top 2 ranks. Okay. So you can use it like this based on your situations, whether you need top 2 states or only second state or nth state. And even you can make it even more dynamic by creating a parameter and passing that here, so that based on what you are selecting, it is showing you that value. Okay, I hope this added some value to yourself, to your knowledge. Sorry. Next question. Okay, let us try to solve it in SQL. So SQL it is very easy, so we can use it. The best method is to use a rank function and partition it. So I'm just running this query. So what I'm doing is I'm taking only department number and salary from our standard employee table, and I'm trying to find, you know, I'm using a, what you call dense rank function, and for each department number I want that to start. Okay, I'm ordering by salary of descending. So if I run this, I get department number, I get salaries, and for each department, it is trying to rank based on my salary. Okay, till here we are clear. Now, what we need for every department, we need second employee. So simply I'm using a query to get that value where salary rank is equal to 2. That is the only thing that you need to remember. So remember this function here. This is what is important for us, and you can solve it using that. So next question is, what is the difference between where and having clause? So very important no function and confusing function. So where is or where will be applied before you do any aggregation, whereas having is applied after you do group by. So like say I have select a star from EMP is there. Okay. So I have so many records here for my employee table. Now I want to say that I need only department number 10 employees. So simply I'm writing select a star from EMP where department number is equal to 10. So in this situation, I'm not aggregating any values, right? So this is my where condition. But like say I want to aggregate and again do a filter on top of that aggregation. So for that, I want to find out what is my total sales at a department number level. So I'm taking select the sum of salary from department number, group by department number I'm doing. So what will we get for each department? I'm getting total salaries, right? So I need only those department whose sale is greater than 9,000. So now here I cannot write where statement. I need to write having statement because we have already aggregated these values. So how will I write select the sum of salary from a department number from employee table, group by department number, having, now having is coming into picture. Having your sum of salaries that you have, try to find out above is less greater than 9,000. Then if I run this, I'll get these two. This way you can use group by and having and where in different conditions. Okay. So I hope you are clear about where and having now. Next is I have a number text called as 1000 ABCD, but I only need ABCD here. Okay, that was the intention. Now what, tell me what are the functions that you think we can use this? Okay, so will you use a right operator, or will you use a left operator, or you use mid operator, or you use array expressions? Okay, so there are multiple ways of solving this. Again, you need to check with business what is the condition for this, whether ABCD is expected always at this position after 4 digits in the front, or is there any other condition that we need to consider? Okay, so based on that you can write. So whenever you know that the position is fixed, maybe you can use a left, right, or mid operator. But when position is not fixed, you can use regular expressions. So two ways. So I'm trying to use so I've tried to calculate in two ways. Okay, so I'm commenting this. So I'm trying to use a mid function. Okay, so from fifth, I need 4 positions. So I can use that also like this. I click on apply, I'm getting ABCD. Okay, so mid function of this string, I want 4 strings starting from this position. Okay, that way I'm using. Okay, that is your first. Or you can use, suppose if there are any other strings after this, you can directly use a length of this string, that then you will get that also. So length of this means what is the total overall length that you'll get here. So from 5 you'll get those many digits here. Okay, Even that is not changing my result. That is the second option. Third is you can also use regular expressions. So REGEXP we call regular expression, and in that extract is the function that I'm trying to use, because I want to extract the field based on some condition. Regular expressions extract. Okay, so I'm passing this string, and in that I'm trying to eliminate all of that are starting with 0 to 9 and they have any dots and all. So what is left here? If I remove 0 to 9 and all, ABCD is left, so it is giving you only that. So that way you can solve this using this regular expressions also. So regular expressions is very powerful. Okay, so I think, yeah, that's it from my side in this video. I hope this video has helped you. If it does, don't forget to give a comment and give a like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and have a good day.